But not under your radar.
Definitely not under my radar. So yeah, I would check out Wonderstruck, one of the smaller films this year.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah.
Cool.
Number 8 now.
Number 8. So I had to adjust things from last week a little bit, but this week it's The Greatest Showman. Just a great blockbuster mainstream movie that typically doesn't come around that often anymore.
Yeah.
It's a musical, but it's not heavy-handed with the music itself.
That's good.
But the music was very catchy. It's from the same creator as Hamilton, I believe. Some of the songs.
And directed, and I think the screenplay or the soundtrack was largely done by La La Land.
Yes.
Yeah, people behind La La Land.
Yeah, and Hugh Jackman, he's just great. He's a great performer. His talents really have no bounds. He's a great singer. He's a great actor. He has a lot of agility and versatility in this movie, and it was just a really good feel-good movie, especially towards the end of the year. It felt right, and I think
like a good holiday movie for the family.
Yeah, and I think comparing it to something like or someone like Craig Daniels, both of them have this big filmography, big onslaught of talents, but I think where Hugh Jackman is actually kind of shining is that he's actually showing all of his talents. He's actually choosing movies that are very versatile from one another.
Right.
So I think as he's doing Wolverine and doing Logan, and he might be involved in some other ones now.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's great that he's having movies like this or Les Mis that's kind of balancing his normality.
Yeah, it's interesting. Just like in the early 2000s, he did a couple of romantic comedies too. But unfortunately, I think in the last 10 years or so, he's just been doing straight up action.
Yeah.
So it is refreshing to see him in a movie like Showman.
It's very refreshing. I mean, actors have to eat. They have, and he has this cash cow.
Yeah.
But I think especially him, I read a story that he actually made it big later in life, later in his career. So. For someone like him, I could see how he kind of just wants to make this limelight stretch a little bit. But I think he's doing it smart, and I think he has a lot to show for it.
Nice. All right, I gotta check that one out too.
Yeah, please.
So number 8 for me is Darkest Hour, and we mentioned this last week. Gary Oldman plays the English Prime Minister Winston Churchill during a pivotal time in World War II, and he just won the Golden Globe for this, for Best Actor in a Drama, and I don't think anyone deserved it more than him this year. I thought it was
absolutely
a phenomenal performance.
Yeah, I think I really did enjoy the movie. It's not on my top 10, just because
he's the only reason.
It has a little bit of a forgettable quality outside of what is Gary Oldman, meaning that he really stole the show. And when you think of that film, at least for me, I only think about Gary Oldman.
That's really the only takeaway from this film.
Yeah.
And that's not a bad thing.
It's not a bad thing for a supporting actor or a lead actor nomination, but I kind of like to see that talent spread out across the movie in order to make it towards my top 10. Like, for example, something like Logan Lucky. Everyone really shined in that movie, but something like The Darkest Hour, it's really just his film.
Well, but you do have a painfully underused Ben Mendelsohn, who his supporting role in this really carried the film. I know you're a fan of Ben Mendelsohn as well.
Love Ben. I think he's just a great villain. He's someone that really gets underneath your skin.
Yeah, but I've seen a lot of films where he plays like a flawed, not just a villain, but just this flawed, beaten guy who just kind of perseveres.
Yeah, there's a little bit of that, especially in this film. And I think it's something that's outside of his territory. I just want to see more of him.
Yeah.
But then again, it wouldn't be...
That would have been a standalone film, a really good standalone.
Like the King's Speech. It would be the King's Speech then.
That's a good point.
But, but I think... I think, to your point, it would just go a different direction. So that's why we needed to have it as the Gary Oldman.
The Gary Oldman show.
The Gary Oldman show, right.
So he's a true chameleon, and I look forward to any performance of this.
Yeah.
You're number 8 right now?
Are we up to 7 now?
Are we up to 7?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay.
I think we're moving on. So this is where it changed from last week because I just saw the post.
The post.
And it was phenomenal. I think it was just overall just great acting, just a great. I think if you look at 2017, look at 2018, look at us in the Trump era of fake news and the Time Out movement and and all this. I think it speaks.
What do you mean Time's Up?
Time's Up, rather. Time's Up, or the Me Too movement, I should say. I think this speaks volumes because it kind of touches on all this. It touches on news quite a bit. It deals with the Washington Post.
The ethics of news distribution.
And how government has an influence on that.
Right.
You know, it takes place during the Nixon era, and it really showcases the injustice and the lies that came out of the American government throughout time.
Right. So it's basically the Washington Post finds these top secret documents regarding the Vietnam War and the United States involvement, and basically there's a dilemma: should we publish these secrets, or should we not? And it's all about journalistic integrity, freedom of press, and I thought it was phenomenal as well.
Right. I mean, and so it's basically it's Meryl Streep's in it. It's almost like a Sophie's Choice, if you will. Should they post it?
A little different, but okay. Yeah.
So they're kind of taking the lead from the New York Times. The New York Times got slapped on the wrist for it. They couldn't publish anything relating to these incriminating articles. So the Post, when they get hold of this exact same study from the exact same source, they have to kind of make the decision of whether or not they're going to commit to it or not. And what I particularly enjoyed too, and this might be I might be stepping on some toes, but I want to clear my opinion for
this is the perfect venue for that.
Meryl Streep, I think, plays a great female lead in this film, but not for the reasons that we see in movies like Wonder Woman or a lot of action-based female lead movies, where it's almost like women have to play this facade of being male and very testosterone, almost to compensate. Whereas Meryl Streep plays a very feminine, very indecisive woman, because at this time in history, she's kind of placed in this chief role because her husband has died, and she is making decisions that she would normally not make. So she's very indecisive. She's relying on the opinions of the men in the room. And she ultimately has to make the final decision. And she's just torn between being a good mother, being the housewife who goes to dinner parties and has to keep that persona, but also has to make some of the tough decisions. And I think she juggles that very well. And for my theater, there were a lot of chantings and a lot of.
I got a lot of hoorays and a lot of applause when she would make certain decisions.
Right. So it's great to see that we could see leadership qualities in men and women. That doesn't necessarily have to be a bulldog effect. It doesn't have to be someone who is overly aggressive. And I think it's nice to get that message across as well.
It's a very nuanced performance from Streep, and it was also refreshing to see that.
Right.
But my stance on Tom Hanks. I thought this was one of his better movies in recent years.
I totally agree.
He was funny. He was energetic. He, like always, commanded the screen. You want to see more of him. And
he's tough.
He was
tough.
shrewd.
He's a
businessman.
Absolutely, and I like that, because normally he's the likable American hero, but here he's the American hero who has some grit and grind to him. So it's kind of nice to see him as like the boss who's clinging with his own boss. So it's kind of nice.
Definitely nice to see that in Hanks.
Yeah.
And also, we got Steven Spielberg directing. Can't go wrong with that.
I was having this conversation last night, but I'm really digging his later work. Yeah. It's not his whole filmography is great. He made some great pictures. We don't have to really discuss. No. But for me, some of his earlier stuff was a hit or miss. In all honesty, I'm not the hugest fan of Indiana Jones.
Really? I don't think Which one, though? All of them, or just the first one?
The first one
Raiders?
Especially, yeah. And I feel like it kind of loses something in modern day. It doesn't feel like it holds up.
I'll tell you, I was watching it last night, actually. Yeah. Rewatching on Blu-ray. And some of these action sequences are really insane. Like there's no computer visual effects really in the first Raiders of the Lost Ark, and they're just so well done. The stunt work, the sound design.
Oh, the practical effects is great. It's great, but some of the story plots and some of the acting does feel a little outdated.
Cartoonish. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's the point. I mean, it's for kids. Really,
true.
Mostly.
But I think his later stuff, I would say, like starting from Saving Private Ryan, I think it's great. He's making these political stands a lot of time. He's making these cultural stands, but at the same time, he could produce something that is very family friendly.
Yeah.
You know, I didn't see the BFG.
No, I didn't see that either.
I didn't see that too.
It looks okay though.
But I'm really excited for Ready Player One.
Yeah, we're definitely going to be reviewing that when it comes out.
Yeah.
But back to Spielberg's evolution as a filmmaker, I think it all kind of started really that serious themes in 1993 with Schindler's List.
Right. Or maybe even earlier than that.
You're right. Empire of the Sun.
Color Purple.
Color Purple, 1985. That was phenomenal.
Yeah.
Great performances.
I think where there's this normal consensus of as the director gets older, he's kind of losing his stuff a little bit.
Right.
I think for Spielberg, he's actually getting stronger in many ways.
He has his ups and downs, I think. I'm
not really. When he's producing a film a year almost, right?
Oh yeah, he's always producing.
Yeah. So I mean, you are gonna have stuff that is more alike than others, but I think he's just, if you compare him to someone like Woody Allen, who probably Midnight in Paris or Blue Jasmine was his best work in recent years.
Definitely.
Steven Spielberg's been kind of hitting out of the park in that regard.
Well, let's just hope he has a producer credit for the new Animaniacs.
Oh yes, I heard about this. Yeah.
You're right.
Yeah, I can't wait for that.
That should be fun.
Yeah. He's already made some public announcements saying that he's excited
to see
Wacko Yakko and Dot back in
the next generation of Animaniacs fans. Yes, awesome. All right, so moving right along. So my number 7 is Spider-Man: Homecoming.
Interesting.
Yeah, I thought it might be the most fun I've had in a movie theater in recent times. It was just so smart. I'm not a huge Marvel guy, but I think they nailed it with Tom Holland. He's just got that quality, that charisma that you want to see in Peter Parker. You're cheering for him. He's an underdog, and this film really it hits that home.
I'm surprised that it would make your top 10, but it's definitely one of. I didn't expect this type of Marvel movie to be great. To be honest, Marvel's been kind of at this vegetative state in my mind a little bit. It's almost like as soon as I get out of the movie theater, I forget what I just watched, and I was really excited about this Spider-Man because it was the first time Marvel acquired the rights to Spider-Man before it was on Sony
Pictures.
So it was nice to see them back in the Marvel parking lot, so to speak. So, and out of their whole universe, I would think that this is one of their better ones. I'm not a huge adventure fan, but I really enjoyed this, and Michael Keaton was great.
It's the Vulture, the villain,
And the actual actor who played Spider-Man, he does his own stunts. He's actually a big gymnast. He's actually hardcore. He does these death-defying stunts a lot, just for fun. So it's great to see an actor almost like Tom Cruise-esque doing their own stunts and
if they made a Spider-Man movie in the 80s, I think Tom Cruise would have been it. That would have been so strange. But
he was probably up for a leading role at one point, probably. But interesting choice. But it was definitely a fun movie. And I think it was one of the more memorable comic book / blockbuster movies we've seen this summer.
And I put it on my list because we have all these artistic heavy dramas. So I thought, why not, throw up a mindless, fun one?
That's why we complement each other, because I tend to gravitate towards that. Not to say that I'm very highbrow, but I like my McDonald's and my filet mignon. So.
Okay. It's weird. You're at number 6, I believe.
6, for me it's The Big Sick.
Oh, wow, yeah.
Big Sick. I loved it. I've watched it a couple times this year. It gets stronger with every viewing. Just a very unique story, and it's it's funny. It's funny and it's heartwarming all at once.
Yeah.
So
I love the performances from Holly Hunter and Ray Romano.
yeah,
They're just so real.
Chemistry,
Like, you know, there's a scene in a nightclub where, you know, I think one of the audience members in the nightclub is yelling out racial slurs towards the main character, and then they just like go off on him. Like Ray Romano like loses it, and it just like you could imagine that happening. That reaction in an interaction was just so raw. This is the first time I've ever like appreciated something Ray Romano has done.
Yeah.
I've never liked Everybody Loves Raymond or any of the Ice Age movies. I thought this was an amazing turn for him.
Yeah. I think comedians can really pull drama very well.
Yeah.
I think we saw that in The Post too. There were some comedians who
Bob Odenkirk.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And David Cross.
Right.
And I think there's a testament to the fact that you have pain in humor and drama and tragedy and comedy, and I think we see it here, especially given the plot of the situation. And I think just the jokes were really funny to me. I think, not to say that we should be laughing at 9/11, but some time has passed, and I think it's made for other comedians who really fell short in 9/11 jokes. There was a 9/11 joke that was sensitive, but actually, was funny at the same time.
It was very tastefully done.
It was very tastefully done.
Right.
Yeah. So, just overall, just great movie. I can't wait to see it again. I can't, and I think we mentioned this before. It's another Amazon Studio movie, and I think they're just nailing it out of the park.
Oh yeah, Amazon's right.
Yeah.
Okay, moving on.
You?
Oh, with the Big Sick.
We're up to number. What's your?
Oh, my number 6. But also, I love The Big Sick. It's actually my number 2.
There you go. See?
So there we go. Number 6 for me is a movie we saw together and went to a screening. Wolves. Michael Shannon, kind of a dark drama.
Yep.
About his son is trying to get a basketball scholarship to college, but Michael Shannon's shady dealings in gambling and alcoholism kind of prevent his son from doing that. And it basically proves for a very rocky relationship.
Yeah, just a great movie.
Yeah.
This was one of my honorable mentions.
Okay.
And just great performances. I think Shannon did a nice job balancing the, just a lonesome, I need money professor with, someone who is sensitive towards his family too.
Yeah.
So I think it was a struggle. His character struggled with the fact that, he's kind of living under the shadows of his son a little bit. And I thought that was just an interesting take.
Shannon knocked it out of the park. He can do drama. I've only really seen him in villainous roles, like Premium Rush or Man of Steel.
Shape of Water.
Oh, is he a villain in that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
But in this, his character is he's flawed and he's got layers.
Yeah.
And throughout the course of the movie, you see each layer getting peeled away, and you see the man. Like he's a loving father. But he doesn't show it that well. Yeah,
he shows tough love.
Yeah.
His way of teaching his child is to actually punch him in the face so he could bleed. So
man.
For some people, that's good parenting.
All right. So moving on. Numero 5, sir.
Oh my God, we're at the top 5 now.
Yeah, halfway mark.
All right. For me, my number 5 is Coco, Pixar animated film. I'm a huge Pixar nut, so maybe I'm a little bit biased. But
I think everyone's a Pixar nut. I mean, come on.
I'm a big Pixar
Are
nut.
you?
We could spend just a conversation.
We'll do a mini version of that.
Like I have me and my wife have something called a Pixar Day, where we go to the release of the Pixar movie. And we go to a restaurant in the theme of the Pixar movie. So.
Wait, you go to theaters that are showing the movie?
Showing the movie. So for an example, for this, we went to see the movie, and then we went to a Mexican restaurant, and we had hot cocoa.
Oh,
Mexican hot cocoa. at this Mexican restaurant.
So when
it's very meta.
So if you see the next Finding Nemo, you go to a sushi spot.
Yeah, right, exactly. Which we did. We actually went to a sushi spot in Coney Island.
Bravo,
sir. Too. So yeah, make a little day out of it. So I'm a big Pixar nerd.
Awesome.
But this movie, aside from the visual effects, there are some visuals in here that are just breathtaking.
Mm.
You know, just the level of animation that's going on in that studio is phenomenal.
Nice.
I always mention this, but there's always like this one shot,
Mm-hmm.
like you could blink and you could miss it, for each Pixar movie, especially in recent days, where you get confused whether it's a photorealistic shot or if it's actual animation.
Oh, it's all animation. I'm
You know?
pretty sure, anyway.
Oh, it is, but it's like you do a double take. You're like, oh my
Right.
god, this looks like a real image.
Oh my God.
And just the storyline, I think it's great that they're going outside of the American culture. I think they're showing other cultures for morale and for family principles. And I think the message about family, about keeping a part of your past with you, a part of your family with you. I think it's just a great message. And this story is just so unique. You know, it's refreshing to see things outside of like the Toy Story or the Incredibles that's coming up, or the Monsters. So there's Pixar is falling into this Disney territory where they're just trying to pump out sequel after sequel. So
Right.
it's nice to see that something
Some
on its
originality.
own exists. So
Okay.
yeah, and for the record too, this does not feel or does not really reflect anything like Book of Life, which was another
Didn't see that one.
animated movie that revolves around the Day of the Dead.
Oh, okay.
So, but this is just great storytelling.
And there's another movie, I think Moana, right? That also had that cultural, appreciation.
That was in Pixar, though. That was Disney.
That was just
Studio.
Disney. Oh, pardon me.
Yeah.
All right.
Has to be Pixar. But
You're looking forward to Incredibles 2?
I am. To be honest, like when I saw Incredibles way back when, that was actually one of my first Pixar days.
Nice. 2004.
Yeah. I said to myself, this makes sense for a sequel.
Sure.
I'm surprised that we got a Monsters University
Yeah,
sequel.
I was disappointed with that, and
So
Finding Dory. And
Yeah, well, I do like Finding Nemo. It's one of my favorites.
Well, the first one.
Yeah. Well, it's nice. It's nice to have these standalone films.
Mhm.
I think we gotta stop, milking this cash cow, and we gotta just let movies stay on their own. Let them be part of the iconic film
individual
universe
stories.
as it is.
Yeah, not franchises.
Right.
Cash cow.
I would hate to see a Coco 2. I'll see it, but I hope it doesn't resort to that.
Yeah. Sequels are tricky. Very tricky.
Yeah. But then again, Toy Story 1, 2, and 3 is probably one of my favorite trilogies of all time.
It flows well. It has a great bookends. You know.
Yeah.
But I heard are they doing the fourth?
They are doing a fourth.
Like what? Come on! Didn't we say everything we needed to say?
Yeah, right. Yeah, and for some time, they were gonna just say, hey, this is the end. It actually felt like that because the toys were actually gonna die. So
I don't know.
But
just,
it is what it is, and if they continue to do proper storytelling the way that it should be, then so be it. But we should look for individual storytelling like this. The Good Dinosaur, another Pixar film, I really enjoyed. Inside Out, another individual story from them, organic story. So hopefully we can just let them stay the masterpieces that they are.
I know. And speaking of Disney, they're churning out all these live action versions of these animated classics. Like there's literally almost no originality left in that respect.
Right.
I mean,
I think they'll probably get it from Fox now.
Yeah.
I don't
know.
Every time a Fox logo comes out, I'm like, oh, that's Disney now. Yeah, okay. All right. For example, The Post. That's Fox Century. So
that was no, wasn't it? It was also DreamWorks though.
Yes. Yeah. It was. I think a collaboration.
Oh, was it?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm like, so this is another. This is a Disney film, I guess.
Yeah. All right, moving on.
Moving on.
So my 5 is Battle of the Sexes.
Battle of the Sexes.
Yes.
Yep.
Emma Stone plays Billie Jean King, and Steve Carell plays Bobby Riggs, two competing tennis players who have problems not only on the court but off the court as well.
Off the court.
Yes. So you've got some conflict there. You've got a good story of female empowerment, I'd say.
Oh, it's phenomenal.
And
phenomenal. Yeah, I mean, that's actually a great story to what I was saying before. But like another great, like aggressive but not in your face. You know, like you know, everyone's talking about Wonder Woman. You know,
right.
Like, oh my God, this is so different. This is the female lead that
I was debating putting that on my list actually. Just
no, to be honest, I did not.
It's
like
good.
Wonder Woman.
It's not as great as people make it out to be.
No, the only reason why it's seeking attention is because it has a strong female lead. But you know, we should be seeing. I think the movies that have a legitimate, strong female lead, like Battle of the Sexes, like The Post, they're not really getting the credit that they deserve.
I know. That's our job right now.
Yeah.
That's what we're doing.
Yeah, this is where the female leads come from.
Yeah, I think Emma Stone, she literally knocked it out of the park.
Just great. Yeah.
And I don't know if she's gonna be nominated for an Oscar.
I hope so.
You know.
I think this is more deserving than La La Land.
Of course.
Yeah.
Like 1,000 times more so.
Yeah.
So I'm really rooting for Miss Stone this year.
And just great performance from Steve Carell. Yeah. Just you know, Michael Scott-esque.
Yes.
But just I like the fact that, given the nature of his character, he's playing the real character, right?
Yeah. It was pretty accurate too.
Very accurate,
right.
But they also have this side to him that, you know, he's a good father figure, and he means well ultimately. It's almost like he's doing this, you know, to make things work at home. You know, to make sure that he has enough money to provide and to be a good husband.
Right.
You know,
he's struggling. He's kind of silly.
Yeah.
Kind of goofy, but he's doing the best he can.
Yeah.
And
he's older, right? He's older, and like he's like at his third act, you know, in his career. You know, he shouldn't be playing tennis, but he is. Like he's just trying to get that last spark.
Right.
Yeah. I think that's a great segue because it's my number 4.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah.
All right. So my number 4.
Yeah.
I'm losing order here.
Yeah. That was quick.
Yeah. Brigsby Bear.
Okay.
I don't know if you saw it.
No, but I've been like staring at this.
The poster.
Yeah.
I love this movie. It's so weird. It's so quirky and fun. It's about a young man. He's like 30 something. Basically, the police. The movie starts off with the police rescuing him from a couple that kidnapped him when he was a young child.
Okay.
And all his life, during his being, you know, captive, he's shown a show called Brigsby Bear, which is sort of like a Barney Sesame Street type of show, but it's produced and made just for him.
Huh.
Mark Hamill plays his quote unquote father.
It almost has like a Truman Show.
Yeah, kind of.
It, yeah.
So basically, the police rescued him when he's like 35, and now they reunite him with his real family, and he's kind of trying to adjust to real life, you know. And he's like still obsessed with Brigsby Bear in his head. So he tries to make his own Brigsby Bear movie with like an iPhone, with like young people in the neighborhood, joining forces with like cameras and microphones. This is such a fun movie.
It's almost like a cross between the Truman Show and what was that movie with?
Death to Smoochie?
Death to Smoochie, the one with Fred Savage and what's his name? Howie Mandel.
Oh, Little Monsters?
Little Monsters, right? The blue guy. You know, like it's almost like like a Ted character.
Yeah, kind of. It looks like Ted a little bit.
Oh, okay. Cool. I gotta check that out.
It's so much fun, man. It's so good.
Yeah.
You got
What genre is this? Is this comedy or drama?
It's like an independent dramedy.
Okay.
I want to say not really drama, maybe like a dark comedy.
Okay.
Because you've got a really bizarre performance from Mark Hamill. You've got
as usual.
Yeah, and Kyle Mooney is actually the young man who gets rescued.
Yeah.
He's on SNL.
Was it Mark Hamill's better role of the year, or?
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, out of last year, you mean?
Or out of Luke Skywalker?
So different.
Yeah.
It's hard to compare that. Too hard. But Brigsby Bear, see this movie if you haven't already, or if you see it again.
No. I gotta see it.
Yeah. Cool. It's awesome.
See, this is the reason why I love doing top 10s, because it shares movies that no one would ever see, you know, in any other setting. So it's great to have that publicity towards that.
Definitely check that out.
Yeah. Are we up to number 3 now?
I think we are.
Oh my gosh. Number 3 for me is Split.
That's McAvoy.
McAvoy.
Cool.
M. Night Shyamalan.
Number 3. This is an alteration to your previous list. Or is this?
No, I think 1, 2, 3 are pretty much the same.
Okay.
Yeah, it was where like the post was. That's where the modifications were.
Gotcha.
But yeah, Split, just awesome.
Okay.
Like, this came out earlier last year, and I was still thinking about it towards the end of the year. I own a copy of the 4K Blu-ray now, and it's just great. I think M. Night Shyamalan, is doing some great work now. I think he's doing smaller films,
Right.
like The Visit, awesome horror movie. This was just
I think after Lady in the Water, I kind of lost interest.
as did a lot of people,
Yeah.
right? And like he then went on to do these huge movies like the Last Airbender. He also did
that was the pinnacle of his crappiness, I
the
think.
pinnacle of his crappiness, or maybe it was the one with Will Smith.
Wait, you mean Mark Wahlberg?
No, Will Smith and his son. After Earth.
Oh, After
After Earth was
yeah.
it?
Yep. And the one with Wahlberg was also terrible.
The Happening. Yeah, it was okay. I think he was losing his luster, and then that was like, okay, let's switch to these big mainstream movies.
Right.
And I think where he excels is really these smaller concepts
Yeah.
that have these twists at the end. And I think McAvoy, I mean, the fact that he's playing 23 individual characters, both male and female, I think, the actor is just a great actor.
Nice.
Like, he's doing some phenomenal work. And like,
Yeah, I like him a lot.
and the fact, and I think I could talk about spoilers in this case, right?
Well, I actually haven't seen.
Oh my god, you don't know the ending?
No,
You don't know
no,
it?
I haven't seen it.
Oh my god, Randy. Oh my
And I'm
God,
sure there's a
you
bunch
got
of
to.
people out there who haven't seen it as well.
Oh my gosh, well I can't say it, but
Okay.
let's just say the universe is part of something bigger.
Like cosmic, like space?
Like his own universe.
His own universe. Ooh.
Right?
All right.
You gotta see it.
Now I'm
And
intrigued.
let's just say that his next film is, I can't wait to see it.
Wait, is there going to be a sequel, you mean, or another?
Yes, there is going to
Oh
be
my.
a sequel.
I don't think Shyamalan has ever done a sequel.
He did.
He did. Oh, here, already. This is
With this.
with this. Yes, that's
Yeah.
what. But I previously.
Yeah, see. No, but okay.
Oh, what the hell?
This might be a sequel.
The first movie is the sequel.
This movie is the sequel.
Okay, I'm
But you don't know.
officially freaked out.
Yeah, you just gotta watch it. I think
All right.
it's just great, and I think this is the return of the man, the return of M. Night Shyamalan, ding dang, and I think dang it, he's back on top, and I can't wait.
Nice.
That, like, there's a few directors where I don't have to know anything that they're producing. I'll just watch them.
Yeah.
I'll just go to the movie and watch it.
Nice.
Like Quentin Tarantino, I just love his work.
Nice.
And if Shyamalan continues to do what he's been doing for the last couple of years, I'm gonna go and make him one of my honorary. Don't need to know, just see this director.
Nice. I don't know if I have one. I think Wes Anderson might be one of them for me.
Yeah, we talked about it briefly.
Yeah.
You gotta be in the mood a little bit to watch his movies.
I mean, Woody Allen, sure, he always makes interesting films. And actually,
Yeah.
well, I like Wonder Wheel.
I haven't seen that yet.
That's actually on my honorable mentions.
Yeah, I am looking forward to seeing that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so my 3 is 3 Billboards Outside Ebbing,
Yeah.
Missouri.
Yeah. Great
And-
movie. Honorable mention. Because of the post, it kind of
Oh, it knocked it off.
down, yeah.
Cool. Well,
But still love it.
yeah, it won Best Drama at the
Yeah.
Golden Globes
Yeah.
last Sunday. Also, Sam Rockwell won Best Supporting Actor.
Yeah.
Frances McDormand won Best Lead Actress.
Yeah.
Phenomenal. This movie is it
Yeah, it's
feels
great.
so Coen Brothers,
Right.
but it's not.
Right.
And it's Martin McDonagh,
Right.
who has, I think, created such a wonderful world here.
Yeah.
It's suspenseful. It's funny. It's
Yeah.
dramatic. It's every genre
Yeah.
really.
Oh, absolutely. And it's very tight.
Yeah.
It's like, it feels like a strong message movie, but it's not overpowering compared to some of the other movies that have a message. Like The Post, I think, screams a big message movie. Whereas this, I think, it has a message towards police brutality, about, whether or not police officers are doing their job or
Yeah.
not doing their job, whether they're smart, like Sam Rockwell, whether he's capable of doing a job like that. But I think I do think it's great. It just snuck out of there, but I can't wait to see this movie again. And very well deserving of the awards that it's been getting.
I would own this on Blu-ray,
Mhm,
most definitely. Okay, your number 2?
My number 2 is Megan Levy.
Megan Levy.
Yes, it came out early summer, I want to say. War movie. War movies are going to be relevant to my number 1 and number 2.
Oh, yeah, I already.
But so this talks about the actual story of Megan Levy, who went to the Iraqi War, and she herself went through just some personal issues, mental issues. She was just struggling with life. She wasn't really a good fit to be a soldier, but she found love and acceptance and a purpose with her dog. And when she exited the war, they were going to retire the dog, and she didn't know where this dog was going to be, especially since they went through combat with each other. There was an explosion, and they were separated for some time. So it was her new purpose in life to find her companion, to find her dog.
That's awesome. So what did you like about the movie particularly?
I think it was just a great delicate balance of war, of just showing what's going on at war. It showed one-on-one in combat, very similar to American Sniper, but it also showed the existential side of war that deals with post-traumatic stress disorder. And it's just a great, I think even there's a lot of war films that deal with that. Yeah. But I think this added layer, is with this dog and the fact that, we can form relationships with dogs and pets, and they have a bigger purpose than what a lot of other people may lead to believe, in that they're just as important to consider as a soldier, especially when they're sniffing bombs and actually helping other soldiers out, than the human itself. Wow. So I think it's a great relationship movie. It's very touching. It's talk about female leads, strong female leads. You have it with Mara Rooney.
She's good. Yeah.
And I don't think this deserved enough credit that it got. I think it just went and passed. Right. But it needs to be seen.
All right, let's check that one. That and Split, I want to check out.
There you go.
All right.
So you're number 2, right?
No. Number 2 was The Big Sick.
Oh yeah, that's right. The Big Sick.
Loved it.
Great movie. Yeah.
So, and again, we're kind of
number 1. I think we're in tandem here, right?
We are, I think.
Right, should we say it together?
1, 2, 3. Last Flag Flying.
Emoji Movie. No, I'm just kidding.
Nicely done. But Last Flag Flying. Yeah. What can you say, Rick?
Oh my God.
You got Richard Linklater at the helm directing this wonderful film. Yeah. You've got 3 of the best actors in the game: Steve Carell, Bryan Cranston, Lawrence Fishburne.
The chemistry between them.
It's phenomenal.
Yeah, it blows your mind that they haven't been living together under one roof for 20 years.
I would watch that sitcom. The 3 of them.
And I like Lawrence Fishburne in here because I think sometimes, I think we discussed this before, but I think he has a nature of going overboard, like a Nick Cage-esque type of actor. Yeah. I think of John Wick too. Yeah. Even when he portrayed Ike Turner a little bit, he just goes off the rails.
He's kind of got that Samuel L. Jackson vibe. That loud,
very
commanding, presence.
Last word. Kind of sinks into your
But
mouth.
in this one, he's a little more subdued.
Yeah.
He plays it's a priest or a pastor.
Yeah, a born-again Christian, so to speak. Okay. Because they kind of allude to the fact that during the war, he was just a wild card. He slept around. He did a ton of drugs.
Right. Now he's reformed.
God, and is happy. Yeah. And these 2, Bryan Cranston and Steve Carell, even, they were part of the past that he wanted to forget. Right.
So basically, Carell, Cranston, and Fishburne were all Vietnam War buddies. This movie actually is a true story. It takes place in 2003. So, and basically, Carell's character, his son, has just died in Iraq as a soldier, and he decides to enlist Cranston and Fishburne to just basically join him and travel together and help bury his son. Yeah. Simple story, simple premise, but it's so powerful.
Yeah, it's really a performance piece. Yeah. I think the scene that sticks out a lot was when the 3 of them and the new character,
the young guy, the young soldier,
kind of in a I want to say the back of a kitchen, and they were just kind of shooting the shit a little bit.
Yep.
Just talking, just joking around,
talking
about
real.
It it felt like it was improv.
Yeah, yeah.
You know,
I think some of it probably was.
Yeah, yeah.
So.
And I think Bryan Cranston, like, again, funny guy. You know, I think he kind of flip flops. We think of him as like the Walter White, but he used to be known for
he's
Malcolm
so
in the Middle.
He's so
right?
ridiculous.
And he's kind of like now in between him. This guy that has this past, the script him.
Yeah.
But he's also just like a guy that can care two shits about everything.
Yeah.
And like he's
so funny.
So funny.
Yeah.
So funny. Unfiltered. And,
Yeah.
You know, and Steve Carell. Who would think that Steve Carell would appear on a top 10 list twice?
Yeah.
You know, he's just doing great drama.
He's so grief-stricken.
Oh, yeah.
You could just see it in his eyes, the way
he
stands.
He has phenomenal facial characteristics.
He's great.
Yeah.
I think he's entered a new period of his life, of his career.
You know, if you look at like Dan in Real Life or even like Little Miss Sunshine.
Dan in Real Life. Yeah. It's been a while since I've seen that.
Yeah, like he just
You're right.
He has this like almost like even moments in The Office.
Yeah.
When it's a little bit more sincere and it's Michael Scott when he's not on at work. Like he has some great just like, you know, touching, subdued moments.
He's a phenomenal actor.
Just great. Yeah.
And I think his best work's ahead of him.
Yeah, I think so. I can't wait to see what he does next.
Also, Foxcatcher.
Foxcatcher was great.
That was, I think, the first time I was like, wow.
He was great. To be honest, I didn't like it as much as other people did.
It's dark. It's very disturbing.
And it's a little out there at times, but he was just creepy. Yeah.
All right, so we're running, again, a little tight on time.
Yeah.
Story of my life. Shame list. You want to go down this quickly?
Yeah, I think right now it's Lady Bird.
Nice.
It's The Ghost Story.
Okay.
There's Disaster Artist, and one that just popped into my mind before the show, Lady Macbeth.
Lady Macbeth.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. It's about the story, kind of taken in the same time period. About like I would think like Elizabethan.
Oh.
You know, or maybe even later than that. But basically, it's this woman. She's married to royalty or whatnot, and her husband is very abusive. So when he's away, she finds a romantic relationship with the help a little bit, and it's very controversial because it's a biracial relationship.
Okay.
And basically, she's been told to kind of stop what she's doing, or else she's gonna.
Gotcha. All right. Sounds like another good one.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
So. Yeah.
Yeah. How about you?
So my shame list: Dunkirk, the war drama by Christopher Nolan.
Yeah, it's good. I mean, I think you could watch it now and it's fine.
Okay. Shape of Water is also up there.
Shape of Water, yeah, quirky and fun.
And The Disaster Artist.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, I actually did see The Room finally last night.
Best movie ever, right?
I loved it. That was great.
So bad that it's good.
Yeah. You could definitely see that movie 100 times.
Surge.
Oh. I must apologize for the surge of power. That was disappointing. All right. Next up is Wonder. It's Julia Roberts, Owen Wilson.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't seen it, but I don't think it would be on my shame list. Like, I'll get to it when I get to it.
Yeah. Honorable mentions The Post, of course. Awesome.
Yeah.
Wonder Wheel. I mentioned that one.
Yeah.
And finally, Thumper.
Not heard about it.
Not a lot of people have, I don't think. It's a smaller film. It's kind of a gritty, independent thriller. Basically, it's this young girl. She's like maybe 20 or so. She enters a new town, a new school, only to find that pretty much drugs and violence is like the norm, and like everyone's addicted to something. And she basically gets involved with the drug dealer, played by Pablo Schreiber, who was he was in Orange is the New Black. Okay. Great actor, really interesting actor. And yeah, this movie, really small. You didn't hear of it. I'm sure a lot of people didn't. It's called Thumper, and I thought it was just very well acted.
That was a sequel to Vampire.
No, unfortunately not. But
that was like the new Disney action Thumper movie.
A lot of people, mix that up. But that is my.
Do we have time to talk about 2018 a little bit? Or?
I mean, one or two movies that you're looking forward to.
I mean, to be honest, I feel like a lot has not come up. I think we're still holding on to Oscar season a little
Yeah,
bit.
yeah.
But I'm really excited for The Isle of Dogs.
Okay.
With Wes Anderson. Yeah.
Nice, yeah. So I saw the poster, it was really cool.
Yeah, it's just great visual.
Yeah. He takes like certain genres and just like flips them on their head and makes them so like fresh and original.
Oh yeah.
It's like, that's a genius.
Totally
He's a
unique.
genius.
Yeah. No one can copycat his plot lines. So.
For me though, for 2018, I think I'm most excited for The Incredibles 2.
Okay.
Yeah,
Sure.
one of the movies.
Pixar, I'm game.
One of the superhero movies this year that I am totally looking forward to because it's been 14 years.
14 years. What I like about this too, it's a sequel that takes place right after.
Perfect.
Like it's literally the moment when the father finds out that his baby son has powers. It just picks up where it left off, and I think you don't see sequels like that.
No.
Like for a while, it's like okay, some time has come across, or now it's like the prequel version. It's kind of nice to see piggybacking of the time.
And 14 years, that's a crazy amount of time.
It should have been earlier.
Yeah, much. Yeah. They should have done this before Monsters Universe, in my opinion. But
or Finding Dory.
But hopefully all this time has created a wonderful project, a great script, and I'm sure the animation will be amazing, or incredible.
Yeah.
So
it should be incredible.
Yeah. So that about So that about wraps it up for our top 10 list. Finally, we got them done.
Through it. Wow, in length, which is kind of nice.
Yeah. We've successfully completed our mission.
Cool.
And I want to thank Mr. Chris Clemente.
Thank you, Randy. Thanks so much for having me.
Yeah, sure.
It's always fun. It's always a blast.
And do you have anything you want to plug?
Just check out my work at moviechat.org.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right. We're going to take a little bit of a break, but we'll be back with an interview with Luis Iga and Yelyna de Leon. Stay tuned. Okay, this is gonna be awesome.
Yeah, man. Good stuff.
All right, we got 15 minutes.
Awesome. I thought we had less.
We can make it be 15.
Thank you.
All right, so they're gonna come in. Let's get them all set.
All right.
Alrighty. Hopefully they're here. I think they'll be okay. Chris, how do you feel about that one? That was good, right?
That was awesome.
Nice.
It's great. Great talking.
That was so good.
Yeah, it's fun.
Lighting is crazy.
What up, bro?
Bro.
How you doing? After the liberal hour.
Oh my god, dude, that's really fucking awesome.
I'm heading out.
Alright, dude, I didn't even expect you to stay that long.
No, I didn't want to split on you.
Yeah, we got, it's all good.
And Thursday I'll be in. Thursday I'll be in, or if you need me, any,
Just gonna do that every other day.
I think we're good.
Thanks for, Jim, thanks for mentioning with the microphone. I realized.
Dude, I could hear you in his mic, but I couldn't hear you direct. His mic was off.
I'm the worst at when it comes to that stuff. Like, it's like when people are like, yeah, your mic's off. Oh my god.
Well, you wouldn't know because you didn't have the headphones on or anything. It wasn't your fault.
Right. But we got there.
It's so
I
good.
looked over, I'm like, oh, it's off. That's what he was talking about.
We, now that we got the YouTube going, shit's gonna start getting real.
I love it.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
It's about to get real, remember those? Careful, these. It's about to get
You know
real.
what, bro? I really need to run the... Is your guest here? Are they here?
Yeah, they're just getting ready.
Where should I sit?
Oh, first to the bathroom.
You're going to be there.
All right.
Jim, where can
I've
Chris
got
is gonna
20
stay?
minutes.
Chris, Jim.
Oh, go ahead, bro. Let me just...
All right.
I would think I'll probably be like over
Off
here.
camera. That was so good.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Feels good, man.
I think that was the first time I ever had someone on the desk with me. Like,
cool. You know what? To Jim's point, it's nice when it's a tight shot like that.
I do kind of like it. Yeah. It's more.
Yeah, I
the
think,
energy. Something.
Honestly, if you're gonna have if you're gonna just have one guest, I think you should just have them there with you.
Well, if it's an interview, I would want them on the couch.
Yeah.
But if it's film reviewers,
like critics,
yeah.
Maybe like critics can be next to you, and then the actual filmmakers could be on the couch.
I don't know. You have to play around with the positioning of the desk. I mean, I think you could put 3 chairs at the desk easy.
No, that's
Just like what we did at Madhouse TV.
Yeah, but we had more room than that, right?
Yeah, a little.
Yeah, I think like if you have just one guest, I think it might. I think just because they can talk to you and it's just a tight shot.
Yeah, man. I don't know. But I'm for the past couple of weeks I've been doing just 2 critics at a time here.
Yeah.
But now I'm thinking I could do last week proved that I could have 3 critics.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
It just depends on the personalities. Like I knew you, Dan, and Adam would mesh.
Yeah.
So that's why I had you on.
So Dan and Adam and you go way back, right? They're all
well, Adam I've known since high school. Summer camp '98.
Adam and Dan, do they know each other well?
They've known each other since I went to college with Dan.
Oh, okay.
Dan was one of my roommates freshman year of college.
Ah, cool.
So we just instantly clicked and had me as one of his groomsmen.
Oh, cool. Okay, I remember photos with that. Cool.
That was a few years ago. That was awesome.
Nice, yeah. It was good, spitballing with each other a little bit,
Yeah.
just ranking on each other.
I was surprised at Adam because he's usually kind of a smartass, but he behaved himself. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
But it was funny.
It was just he had some really good points.
Yeah. No, I think he studied media studies in college.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But now he's a gym teacher. He's a gym teacher.
He's a
Yeah.
gym teacher. Okay. Wow, he's a gym teacher.
Yeah.
Gym teacher. I know.
You never know what.
I've had a gym teacher. I was very friendly with them.
All right.
As you could tell, I was not a sports guy. So.
Yeah, me neither. I mean, I ran track. That was about it.
Look, I wish I did. I had a lot of medical conditions. I was born prematurely.
Okay.
I had tightness in my left side because of it, so I had a hard time walking as a kid.
Really?
So I had to go through a lot of physical therapy.
Oh,
so I should have been like, you know what, I'm gonna do sport.
You gotta round them up, bro.
What happened? They're
Well, they're just not even coming in here. They just killed 5 minutes.
All right, where should I sit?
gonna be over here. Are you?
No, I'm not gonna be in.
Oh, okay.
This is Sonia. She's our exec producer.
Hi, Sonia.
One of our exec producers.
Okay, so who's in on this?
Are you gonna sit on the couch or?
I'm gonna be
No,
off to
I
the
think
side.
they're gonna
Just
get
there.
us big. Yeah.
Okay.
So
You don't want to sit there?
Should I or?
Well, he's not gonna be in the shop.
Okay, I can make him, okay.
I can maybe like respond.
If you want to, bro, you gotta sit over there though, because you'll be on this camera if you sit right here. But you can sit right there.
Right there?
No, like right on that bench right there.
Oh, okay.
If
And
that works for you.
Where can she sit?
You're gonna be off camera also?
yeah.
You could probably sit in that chair if I, just move it a little bit.
Do you want me to be in the shot or?
You want to be?
I mean, I could ask questions and stuff.
Yeah, that's.
Do you want me to be in the shot? Nah, we don't want you in the shot.
Chris, come on, more the merrier.
I feel like it'll be awkward if I'm like this like little boy.
Just a hand. Just a hand. Yelyna.
I'm all about. Yep. We met.
Yeah.
Well,
I'm all about.
this mic here.
Perfect.
Really?
I think you should do
You
that.
finally made it.
I did.
Your trips?
It's just a
Yes,
voice.
it was
It's like
a
what
week.
is
Okay.
We came all the way from LA, so.
Thank you for making the trip.
No, thank you very much.
Yeah,
Do you
sure.
have any puppets? Well, even like bigger puppets, that would be even better. Just like.
Little section, bro?
Yeah, bro. Randy, you
Where's that voice coming from? See the little people? That's
This one.
I'm sorry.
Well,
I'm
the
sorry.
boys,
I'm
you have
Chris.
issues.
Sorry, nice to meet you. I'm sorry.
We all
I
good?
wish I could squeeze by, but.
Thing of beauty.
Thing of beauty?
You have the whiskey?
Yeah, I got the whiskey and the weed.
Oh, that's all you need, bro.
Jack,
Yeah,
What else do you need?
I'm a vodka
Who you
guy.
share?
I'm not sharing anything.
Oh, Sharon is
Kidding me?
Karen. Come on.
Sharing is caring.
Jim, do we have that little table for the coffee?
It's in the other room.
Oh, any quote about it?
Hold on, I'm gonna run and get it. Steve.
Go ahead. All right, Jimbo.
All right, brother.
I will be in touch.
You're gonna be touching me? What?
No, I'll be in touch, sir.
Where are you going? You leaving?
I am leaving.
Be in touch.
How'd Evan show up?
Good. We're still grip. I'm trying to get the grip of this YouTube thing.
Right.
But I think he did like 800 maybe.
That's not bad for Sunday.
It's not really good. It's kind of low.
Well, it's because I was on.
Yeah.
We need to put a
Nice box.
and just like drop everything there.
Right. So you guys are over there.
Yelyna?
Oh, yes.
Like, here you go for your
Well,
coffee.
this
Oh, my
have a great
coffee
show,
water, my
everybody.
coffee water.
Water or coffee, yes.
Coffee water. Got some coffee water up in here.
Cool.
What does it look like? Can I see your shot? Isn't it? So I know how does it? I'm looking at you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Promoting Mr. Trejo.
Oh, I should have worn my what is that one? The donuts?
Donuts, yeah.
Which one? Oh yeah, I have the donuts one too.
Does he have a real donut shop?
Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He's got a donut shop, a taco shop, and
Cantinas.
cantina.
Oh my god.
So when you come to LA, we'll take you to.
That
Where you wanna
is
go?
a promise, yes.
Yeah.
I will be there. Maybe next time you can bring him on the show too.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
He's available.
Oh, he's
Oh my God, he's so busy.
Can imagine. I saw him at a Comic-Con a couple years ago. He had like a huge entourage with him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he just did a Comic-Con. a couple
Yeah,
times.
right now he's in Arizona or wherever it is.
Yeah.
Nice.
Am I in the shop?
Yeah, you will be. I'm cutting you out. I got
Oh, yeah. You just see a dot right there.
Yeah, I'm just gonna put a spot where you are. Let's just.
SNL.
Weekend update.
Oh god, just like can always have it.
Are we doing a sketch?
We should.
You should do it.
Sketch comedy
I love
live.
it.
How's your sweaty
It's Sunday fun day.
Okay.
All right.
You're ready.
So ready. So a little shout out, and I know we're gonna go on Facebook, but this little quick Instagram live.
Oh, just to let people know where.
Yes. Where?
Okay, let's do that real quick.
Right now. Where should we do this? Where?
Where? The Live Connection Network.
Live Connection.
Village
Network,
Connection.
Thank you,
Village
Village
Connection.
Which is
Connection
live.
Network.
Which is live. So go to Facebook right now to check us out. We're about to go live
I'm putting mics on right
on
now.
Facebook.
Okay,
So
I'm putting mics on right now.
All right.
Woo! Mics are coming on. Behind the scenes, Yelyna De Leon here with Mr. Randy. Say what's up to our viewers right there and let them know where they can watch us right now. We're going to go live on your page. What is it?
Hey guys, so it's Village Connection Radio Vision. Just go to the Facebook page and we're live right now.
We're live.
Yes, we are.
Hey guys, welcome back. I'm Randy Young, your host for Under the Radar.
Check us out.
And with me right now is filmmakers Yelyna. Yelyna?
That's correct.
Yelyna
Yelyna.
De Leon and Mr. Louis Iga. Hey guys, welcome.
well, thank you for having
Thank you
us.
for
Sure.
having us.
So the new movie is Murder in the Woods.
Yes.
Okay, so last
it's a comedy. It's
Yeah, very lighthearted.
Very lighthearted.
It's a rom-com, right?
Rom-com.
So guys, tell me, how did this project originally come about?
Coffee shop.
Yeah.
So we met at USC and in the film program, the master's programs there, and we were working on a different project, and you need a lot more money. So we're like, what can we do to prove ourselves that we can make this happen? So I had an investor, a friend of mine. He's like, well, I can, I really like your energy, I really like what you guys are doing. What about, do you have something else that could be done
Okay.
for less? What about this much money? And we're like, okay.
Oh my god. So we're
So
the
then
coffee
we
shop
literally-
thinking like, oh, okay, what can we make for that? Let's see. And so we started thinking about all the resources.
Yeah.
Like people, friends, family, like locations, more importantly.
Okay.
So we're like, okay, horror film. That can be in one location.
Nice.
Right? Not too many people. And so I just like reached out to a lot of my actor friends that I've worked with in the past. And I was like, hey, we're going to be, I'm going to be writing this movie. I have you in mind. And we want to shoot this. I know it sounds crazy, but it's going to be like 15-day shoot.
Wow.
Pretty much, right?
We were scheduled for 13 days, but then we had, because of the the action scenes and stuff, we had to spend a couple more days.
Right.
Yeah, we had stunts. I mean, yeah, it was
Yeah.
pretty ambitious, I would say.
Yeah, it was pretty ambitious.
But luckily, we had like our stunt guy. We
Yeah.
called in a lot of favors.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Bryan, he's our co-producer as well, and he's a stunt coordinator. and stuntman. I mean, he's done over 130 titles in Hollywood. I mean, he's the real deal. He's doing top shows right now, television shows for CBS, ABC, NBC, and he was a real help. And Bobby Gold, he's been nominated twice for an Oscar for set dressing.
Okay.
He did The Artist and Master and Commander. He was our advisor in the production design department. He's a really good friend of mine, and also Panavision. They were really kind to us and gave us a Panavision grant. Okay. So we shot with a Panavision camera and lenses, so it was pretty amazing.
Yeah.
Now, the story. Who's responsible for the screenplay and the story?
That would be me.
That's you.
Yeah, I'm the writer.
So, did you have any inspiration from previous horror films in the past?
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, I love Friday the 13th.
Nice.
Was one of my favorite movies. The original, of course. Halloween. But the slashers. That's the one thing that we really connected on. Were the teen slashers
that
back in the
80s
day.
vibe to it.
Yeah,
Yes.
like I Know
Cool.
You Did Last Summer and like Scream.
Nice.
So what we wanted to do was really like do a slasher where it could be an all diverse cast. Because we're like, okay, it's always us dying. We're the first people to die. We're like, no. We got to make sure we cast some brown faces there that can live. So that was really the goal, was to make a movie that would be a really fun, entertaining movie, but also have all the tropes. And luckily, like at SC, I took a bunch of classes to learn all the tropes. So one of the classes that I took there was actually about horror, and I got to learn all the tropes. And I was like, all right, I'm ready to do this.
Nice. So, what were some of? Do you have any filmmakers' influences that you used in the movie?
Actually, one of the movies that I really love is called The Faculty. I don't know if you've
Oh
seen it.
yeah, from the 90s.
Robert Rodriguez. Yeah, back in
Elijah
the old school.
Wood. Yeah.
So Robert Rodriguez, I mean,
Nice.
he just, everything that he's done is just amazing. He's an inspiration for a lot of people. But for me,
Nice.
I really like his style, and that also was like in the teen slasher vein. So
Cool.
yeah, he was an inspiration.
Nice. Luis, some inspiration for you?
I mean, I grew up watching all the slashers from Wes Anderson, right? So, like Scream and I Know What You Did Last Summer, all those. I love those movies because slashers are fun. It's not like a full horror or like a spiritual horror where you're tense all the time.
There's comedy in there.
There's
too,
comedy, so you're light
up.
up and then you get scared. So more like, for me, this is more like a roller coaster. But I mean, visual style. I mean, Robert Rodriguez. I mean, I do a lot of the visual effects myself. I do a lot of the editing myself. Before being a filmmaker, I was a graphic artist, so I bring all that knowledge into it. So. Pretty much from editing, doing visual effects, doing the graphic design for the poster, all the graphics that you see in this movie are pretty much coming from me. A friend of mine, really good guys, Wild Goats Creative, they were amazing and did a photo shoot for us. So Salvador and Aldo, they're a great team, and Aldo's an amazing photographer, so he did a photo shoot with all our cast, and so I'm using his photographs to create these awesome new posters and new things that we're promoting.
Nice.
So, but I mean, in school at USC, our directing faculty was amazing. We had Barnett Kellman, who's done over 70 pilots. Marilu Belli, who's directing right now shows like NCSI, New Orleans, and we have Sheldon Larry, Peter Solet, who he's has various movies at Sundance, and just through them, Michael Uno, through the knowledge, mentorship, the knowledge they pass on to me, I just was inspired by that. And filmmaker wise, I think, I love Steven Spielberg and George Lucas is what made me want to become a filmmaker, like many people have. Star Wars, obviously, right? So special effects. For me, what got me into filmmaking was visual effects and special effects first. Like I used to, when I was a kid in Mexico, you could buy fireworks at any age in the corner store, right?
All right.
Back then in the 80s. So I would buy fireworks and I would just blow up my G.I. Joes. Yeah, I would create
So you were Sid from Toy Story.
Yes, pretty much.
Okay. So I'm curious, what did you use for blood in the movie?
So that's another amazing guy. Reynaldo, it's a Mexican guy that he worked for a company that does all the effects. So he gave us this amazing blood that washes off. Okay, cool. This clean blood that he makes. So most of the effects are practical effects. I'm big on camera. It's movie magic, right? So let's make it magic in the camera as much as we can. I learned that for Michael Fink. Michael Fink was effect supervisor for Braveheart.
You had so many little tricks too. There was one time I remember he's like, roll these little toilet papers up. I'm like, what are we doing? Remember? And he put it in Jello.
All right.
Yeah, because I don't want to give away spoilers of what happens, but you know, we
like
need
guts
to look
and
real.
things like that, yeah.
And you just knew every little step. I'm like rolling toilet paper. Like, what are we doing here? Putting it in Jello. But when you see it on the screen, you're like, are you kidding me? Like, it's just amazing. You know? So he knew. Yeah. You were taught well.
And,
All right.
Yeah, Michael thinks amazing. Like a fun fact is, like a movie like Braveheart is mostly camera tricks.
Yeah.
Which he showed us everything how they did it, and you know he's the head of the production program at USC, and he's been a great mentor as well.
That's awesome. So I'm curious, how did you put together this incredible cast? Like, what was that process like? Because they're all young, they're great. Like, how did that start? That process?
She did the casting.
Yeah, we couldn't afford a casting director. It's an indie film, so we have to do everything as the producers.
Okay.
And so in 2011, I was as an actor. I was in a movie called A Better Life. I was
Okay.
nominated for Best Academy Award for lead actor Demian Bichir.
Okay,
I don't know if
sounds
you ever saw the
familiar.
movie, but it's a really awesome movie,
Nice.
directed by Chris Weitz, who did About a Boy and Twilight, Eclipse. And so I met the majority of the cast there, actually. Jose Julian
Okay.
played Demian Bichir's son. And so his girlfriend, who in my movie plays, her name is Chelsea Rendon, she plays Chelsea.
Okay.
She played my daughter in A Better Life.
Yeah, you kind of resemble her, actually.
That's what people say. They're like, you even sound like her.
I thought you were her when I saw you out there.
Oh, that's so funny. I actually, just little FYI, did some of her ADR as well. We have the same like tone of voice.
Yeah,
and stuff.
raspy. Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. So I met them there, and originally I had written the roles with them in mind, and also Gabriel Chavarria, who was supposed to be in the movie when we were going to shoot in December, but then we pushed a couple of months and we lost him because he became a superstar. He's like super busy. He was on a show called East Los High. He was a star of it. He was also in a movie that just came out, Planet of the War of the Planet of the Apes.
Yeah.
I mean, he's like one of the leads in that as well. So
What was the name again?
The War of the Planet
No,
of the
the
Apes.
actor.
Gabriel Chavarria.
Okay.
Yeah, he's a brilliant actor. So he did a lot of my USC short films. So this cast, I was like, they're just phenomenal, and they're Latino, and they just need a shot at like some good material. So I wrote it with them in mind, but when we lost him, we had to cast. And I was like, okay, so we did go through a casting process. I also had written the role of Jewel for my son, because my son's an actor.
Okay.
But when we pushed, we lost him as well, because he had to go back to school.
Okay.
So Ledaz St. Hilaire, who's a brilliant actor, she's been in like over 70 movies. She's in Beatrice at Dinner right now with Salma Hayek.
Nice.
Yeah,
that's a good one. I saw. Yeah.
Yeah,
Really good.
she's a brilliant actress. She played my mom. I don't want to date myself, but she played my mom back in the day on a TV show.
Okay.
And so I had this, I have this great relationship with a lot of actors, and we were in the same mindset that we're like, okay, we need to do a movie that's going to promote diversity and inclusion and make sure that
Non-stereotypical roles.
non-stereotypical roles. Because as an actor, it's like you will never recognize me. I play every chola.
Because all the actors are Latino.
Latino and minorities. I mean, Kate is
From
he is
Algeria.
Algeria, so it's a full minority cast.
I mean, we were open to whoever. I'm like, we had an open call when we had to cast some of the roles. Catherine Toribio is Dominican. She's actually from New York as well.
Okay.
Yeah, she was actually part of the casting process. We found a gem.
Yeah.
She's amazing.
She's on Jane the Virgin. She's
Yeah.
recurring right now.
Okay. Which one in the movie is she?
She plays her character name is Celeste.
Celeste.
Oh, the
And
ditzy.
Yeah. Which she's not.
She's not. It's so funny.
Oh, really?
She's the opposite of that character, which is like hilarious.
She's an
Everyone-
introvert, like she's a sweetheart, and
She's
working
amazing.
on
I love
her
her.
on set with her, it's like I'm gonna take her to every movie I make.
I know. I'm like,
Nice,
I want to
nice.
write a role for her because it was literally 19 degrees, which I know for you guys is like, oh my god, that's hot.
That's right now.
But for LA, we
what
were
I-
shooting like 4 p.m. to 4 a.m.
Sure.
and she's in those little booty shorts.
Yeah.
We have to. She's got to get wet in some scenes without.
I mean, even
doing
Gabe.
spoilers.
Gabe. He takes his shirt off, and
Everybody
everybody's
so
like,
fast.
everybody's like in summer wardrobe.
But Catherine
dedicated.
Catherine never complained, not once.
No.
She was all for it. Like, another take, okay, great, let's do it.
If I can just
Oh,
ask a question. Just, I think it's great that you're trying to promote diversity and really play unconventional or unstereotypical roles. Did you feel like this message needed to have come across right now as opposed to a few years ago, or something like that? Like why is the message pressing now?
If not now, then when? I mean, I've been in the industry as an actress for a long time.
Right.
I've been in a lot of shows. I was a guest star on Bones as the first-degree murder suspect. I mean, you know, I have my master's from USC. I went to UCLA for my undergrad. That doesn't matter because they look at you and they're like, oh, you're a Latina, so you're going to play, you don't speak English, you have an accent, you're crossing a border, you're a chola, right, the maid, the nanny, all those stereotypes. And those roles are not changing. I just recently had a bunch of auditions where I'm just like, oh my God, I'm trying to break stereotypes, but yet no one's writing these roles.
Right.
So when we went through our program at USC, we had similar experiences with the feedback that we were getting on our projects, and we're like, you know what? We have to tell our stories. We have to own it, and it's time to do this now. So yeah, I think this is the perfect time because a lot of people have been waiting. I have actors that have been in the industry 40 years, 30 years, and they're still going out for the same roles, going, you know, it's not changing, and it's not changing because the roles are not being written.
It is starting to change. Like it's not that it's changing, but it's like now with the whole diversity move, there are a lot more roles. No, there are a lot more roles for Latinos, but there's the important thing is that are still stereotypical.
Yes.
Right.
You know, we're still the cholos. We're still the the thieves, the bad. You know, the maids, the gardeners, the cooks. It's like we're still poor, and you know the way they portray us is so so now Hollywood is saying, oh no, look, we have all this more, we have more diversity.
Right.
Yeah, you do, but you're not breaking the stereotypes.
It's not well represented.
It's not well represented, so it's not fair. And when we've showed our movie to top executives, right, and they don't know what to do with it. They're like,
where are the cholos?
We're the cartel. Or where's the, like...
This is not a Latino movie. We're like, you're right, it's a horror.
Pablo Escobar or
right?
Exactly.
I thought it was going to be like Narcos, but horror. Right?
It's a good description.
That's the next movie.
So it's been very frustrating. So that's what we, we are very thankful for, you guys and everybody that's supporting us, sending this message, because we don't have the budget of a studio to be promoting our movie with the P&A, millions of dollars that they put into. So it's more challenging for us to give, send that message away. So we're really thankful for all, every radio show we're in, every Facebook show, every show that you guys are, the force behind us independent filmmakers.
Right. Grassroots.
Yeah,
sure.
That's
what Under the Radar is all about.
Awesome.
Smaller films, indie filmmakers, people with like a message they want to throw out there. That's what this show's all about. I want to thank you guys again.
Thank you for having us, and again, we really thank you guys for having us and keep pushing independent filmmakers, because without you, without shows like yours, we wouldn't see the light of day.
I hear you. I'm curious though, what was it like working with Mr. Trejo?
Oh my God.
He's awesome.
He's
when I first saw him, he's not as tall as he looks. Right?
Oh yeah.
However, he still has such a big presence, and he's such a character, and he's so funny because he always plays this bad ass guy, right? And he's the sweetest guy.
That's good to know.
Except if you have to wake him up.
That
was my job. Literally, it was like, it's midnight, it's freezing, and he's asleep, and he's like, oh, I need daddy now. I'm like, wait, now? He's like, yeah. I'm like, now? He's like, yes, now. And I was like, okay. And he was sleeping, and I was like, how do I wake up a sleeping giant? Like, like a lion sleeping there. I was like kind of scared to go in there and wake him up. And I'm like, did one of these. I was like, Mr. Trejo. He's like, what? I'm like, we need you now. Exactly. And I was just like so scared. And he's like, okay, yeah, no, I'm good. Let's go, But it was just like really scared to do it.
I'm curious, how did he get on board? How did he get involved?
Oh, it was a long process.
It was a very long process. So Luis had been talking to his agent for a long time, and I mean, Danny's super busy. This guy is like, always working. I mean, he's amazing. He's got a restaurant. He's got a
donut shop.
Cantinas. Yeah. So he's just all over the place. So he had been talking to the agent Gloria for a while, and then we also talked to his assistant
Mikey.
Mikey, who actually came to art.
He's a set dresser, so he helped us out with set dressing in the movie as well.
Okay.
And so it was like one of those things where we had been talking to him, but with independent films, especially when you push, like you don't know the dates, and so they want an offer and a date and all that. And it just so happened that it was like a Monday that I had to go get an RV. I had to go get an RV truck for the actors because it was so cold, and they were like, oh my God, I'm getting sick. So for whatever reason, we couldn't get into the canyon because it was going to bottom out. It was like super steep. So I had to return it. I had to return it all the way back. I drove like 30 miles. I've never driven an RV, so I had to take it back because I'm the only person that can leave a set. So I'm taking it back, and then I you know, after a 14-hour day, I'm eating at this restaurant on the corner, and I'm like, all right, I'm ready to go home and go to sleep. I'm exhausted. Then the person that I was with at the time, one of the crew members, we're walking to the car, and I look inside the next door restaurant, which was like a California wrap place, and who do I see? Lo and behold, no lie, Mr. Trejo.
There he is.
And I'm like, oh my God. I'm like, it's Daddy. And he's like, no, it's not. He's like, that's just a Mexican man. He's like, you're just, deliriously like tired. And I was like, I know Daddy Trejo when I see Daddy Trejo. So I run in there, right? And I'm just like, okay, I have to talk to him. But he was having dinner with his daughter. So I was like, I don't want to bother him, you know? And so I go up there and I'm like, what would you like to eat? And then the guy was like, we just ate. And he said it really loud. I'm like, I know, stupid. Like, we just talking like that, you know? So I looked at the menu and the cheapest thing was a cookie and a soup. So I ordered a cookie and a soup so I could wait. So I'm waiting for the moment to talk to Daddy. Now, mind you, 3 days prior to this, I know this sounds crazy, but it's the truth. Can't make this up. I had a dream that I had met Danny, and I pitched him my 30-second elevator pitch. So always have your elevator pitch ready to go, even if it's in a dream. And in my dream, I was telling him all, you know, all about the movie, who I was, USC, all this. So we end up, like, I had this 10 seconds between the time that he was going to get up and leave, and all of a sudden, everybody comes out, the cooks, the chefs, everybody, the cashiers, to take a picture with them. And I'm like, oh my God, I have to just bum rush him right now. Like, what am I going to do? So he gets up and I go right up to him and I was like, hi, I'm Yelyna de Leon. I'm the writer, producer of Murder in the Woods. I'm like, Luis Siga is the director. He's been talking to your agent. He's like, oh, Gloria? We're like, yeah, and Mikey. And then I'm like, so yeah, I wrote this role for you. And I was like, we would love to have you. And he's like, well, when do you need me? We're like, Friday? Because that was Monday. We're like, Friday? And he goes, okay, let me talk to my agent and I'll get back to you. And I was like, okay, great, thank you. So 3 hours later, we
finally got it.
We locked him down. He was going to be in town.
We finally got a response, yeah, because we had sent it, you know, the offer and everything, you know, and she wasn't responding to us. And then thanks to this incident, like, she responded in 3 hours and we got him.
So thank you, universe, manifesting in my dreams, becoming a reality somehow. I don't know, but
I think that's just a great testament to just the power of grassroots behaviors and marketing, especially towards the independent film market. So good for you guys. Yeah, just sticking to your guns.
Go for it.
Yeah.
So guys, last question. What do you hope audiences take away from the film?
Well, I mean, I want them to have a good time. I mean, it's a slasher, right? So, you know, we're not curing cancer, right? However, you know, once you watch the movie, it's so hard to talk about it because there's so many spoilers, there's so many twists and turns in it that. However, there is a bit of a, you know, story in there that was inspired by, you know, current events that were happening when Yel and you wrote the story and we were developing the story, and I think, you know, just have a good time. It's a popcorn movie. It's disconnect from the world, have a good time, get some scares, see some attractive people running around. You know, this
is a date movie. This is something where if you have a girlfriend, take her to go see it. If you don't have a girlfriend, take a girl, and when you come out of there, she'll be your girlfriend. She'll jump on you, be scared. But it is a fun movie. We just want people to, you know, it's one of those movies you can watch over and over and over. And I say that because we've both watched this movie. I've seen it about 3,000 times. He's seen it about 30 million times. You know, and
in every stage.
I edited. You know, we had Ryan edit, and then I after Ryan, you know, took it to you know, as far as he could, then I took it over, and then I kept editing. So yeah, I've seen it like 30 million
So
times.
we know what's going to happen, but the last time that we're doing quality control, I screamed so loud, and I was like, ah! And he's like, what's wrong? I was like, it scared me, but I know what's going to happen, and it's still one of those movies that it's just like, every time you see it, you see something new about it, you know?
And you know, there's, I mean, like any slasher and any good movie, you know, there's a lot of things that you don't realize the first time around. You have to watch it many times so you start catching little things that we plant in the beginning, but they're very subtle.
But it's there.
But it's there.
So yeah, we would love the audience to just, you know, go to our website, which is murderinthewoodsmovie.com.
Okay.
And there you can get all of our social media handles, because we're on Instagram, we're on Twitter, Snapchat, Facebook, and we're going to be having a lot of screenings as well. We sold out in Los Angeles.
Okay.
We were at two film festivals at the Chinese Theater. We had the biggest theater there, and we sold it out. Our line was like all the way out the door.
Yes.
We also went to Portland, and we just did the Macabre Festival National. Yes,
Right,
She
you had
National.
9 nominations and
Yes.
3 wins.
Did, yes.
Congrats, guys.
So
That's
excited.
awesome.
Yeah.
So we're excited for our sound. Our sound team and our music team was amazing.
Oh yeah.
Nice.
Our composers were amazing, and you know it's horror. Horror is 90% sound.
Mm.
So I learned this from one of my faculty members, Mitch Costin.
Mitch.
He's one of again also an amazing sound designer who has been in the industry for many years, and you know she taught me the importance of sound. Her and Rob
Navrides, yeah.
So we're very thankful. That's what he also gave us some advice towards the end. He's also a faculty member at USC. So we're very lucky to have this family of professionals that really believed in us and supported us through our vision and our struggles and kept us, you know, pushing forward. You know, John Watson, I was his TA at USC, and he's an amazing producer. So having him, you know, he did Robin Hood, the original Robin Hood with Kevin Costner. He did Backcraft. So having these people behind you who have, you know, when you're about to give up.
You're talking about the sound guy?
No, I'm talking about now the producer, John Watson.
Oh, the producer, okay.
Yeah. No, Mitch Costin did. She did one of the biggest movies. She did Armageddon.
Oh, wow.
One of she did Armageddon. So, and then also, oh my God, our sound.
Rob Navrides.
No, sound. Music supervisor that passed away, who was an amazing.
Oh, Hall.
Hall, yes, Kenny.
Yeah.
Kenny Hall passed away. He was an amazing music supervisor. I mean, he worked with the biggest, with George Lucas, with Spielberg, this guy is amazing. So sadly, he passed away last year, I believe it was 2 years ago. And, you know, we learned so much from him, spotting music, what kind of music. So, and it's obvious now that we won.
Yeah.
We won the best sound.
But quality doesn't have to suffer because you don't have a budget. That's what I will say to
Yeah.
independent filmmakers. Just go ahead and do it, and
Yeah.
whatever your vision is, just stick to it and make it happen. Because even if you have to be rolling little toilet papers in Jello,
I want to hear more about that. Actually.
you're gonna be like, oh my god, that looks so real. You know, you just learn the tricks.
Yeah, and also our cast, right? We wouldn't be able
No,
to.
the cast is phenomenal.
Yeah.
They're all working on shows that are coming out right now.
Yeah.
Chelsea Rendon has a show called Vida that's going to be on Stars. May
Okay.
6th it's premiering. Jose Julian just played Catherine Zeta-Jones' son on the Cocaine Godmother,
Okay.
which is coming
Lifetime
out on
movie.
Lifetime as well. I mean, they're all working actors.
Kate Wise won Best Supporting Actor
Right.
on the McCaffrey Festival.
And Rolando Molina and
Rolando
Kirk
Molina.
Caceres are like veteran actors that have been on every TV show. So we have a really awesome cast.
Nice.
Yeah.
Now, are there any upcoming screenings in New York, or is it just LA?
Right now, we're waiting to hear. We just started our festival run in November, so we're still waiting to hear from a lot of festivals.
Okay.
So we're hopeful for a couple in Chicago,
Good.
a couple in New York, and a couple in Texas and in Southern California.
And do we have an official release date yet?
We're talking to distributors,
Cool.
and agents and things. So it's been challenging to find somebody that understands
Yeah.
this
How to
movie
market
and how to
the
market
movie,
this
yeah.
movie.
Okay.
Right, so I mean, I think we really want to bring it to Blumhouse because I know they they would understand this movie, and they mean if you look at their movies, it's their perfect. Our movies are perfect.
Yeah.
Target
When you're
demographic.
pioneering something, it's like you need someone that has that vision. That's like, all right, let's go.
Yeah.
Because
Yeah.
we're really changing. Like I said, it's an all Latino cast.
Yeah.
And they're just like, it's not a Latino film. We're like, it's a
Yeah.
horror film. You know?
Yeah.
It's a universal
I didn't even
story.
see the Latino aspect though. It's
Exactly,
Really
it's a horror film. Yes.
Fun
That
horror
happens
film.
to have, Latino American actors in
Exactly.
it,
Yeah.
Well, guys, I want to thank you so much for showing up today.
Oh, thank you.
This has
Thank
been
you.
amazing. The movie's great. It's so much fun. And I wish you nothing but the best of luck with this film. It's great. Thank you.
Awesome.
Thank you.
Thank
Yeah, so
you.
Luis Iga and Yelyna de Leon, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Follow us.
Cheers.
Salud. No worries, camera.
And Mr. Chris Clemente, thank you so much.
Thank you.
All right, we'll see you guys next week. This has been Under the Radar, and I'm your host, Ray Younger. Thanks so much.
Cool.
Best of luck, guys.
Yeah,
you.
good, really good.
Great message.
It's been
I miss murder in the woods.
We're gonna come back
So
here to
if
do
you-
Murder on the Island.
Murder in
The
City.
sequel. Murder in the Dorms, Murder on the
I
Island.
love it, I love it.
Yeah,
It's like Day of the Dead or
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah, very good.
All right, we need
so it's
some
been
photos.
Yeah, let's do some photos.
yeah.
So that goes on your website, and we can share it on our page.
Yeah, and I think it's also on YouTube now.
Oh,
as
perfect.
well.
Oh, it's like Cranston.
It's all over, yeah.
It's global. We're going global.
No, and it's crazy. It's like there's such there's a term in Mexico called malinchismo.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if you heard of it. La Malinche. La Malinche was a Mexican native that betrayed her people by giving the location of the emperor to the Spaniards.
Okay.